Ionic bonding takes place when we have the transfer of electrons between metals and nonmetals. So before we can take a look at ionic bonding, we have to figure out which of the elements are metals and which are nonmetals. To do that, take a look at the periodic table. We see the staircase is going to run right down the periodic table, and any elements to the left of the staircase are going to be metals, and anything to the right of the staircase is going to be a nonmetal. And whenever you have ionic bonding, you're going to have a metal and nonmetal atom coming together to form that bond. So when an ionic bond happens, what we're going to see is the nonmetal atom is going to steal away one or more electrons from the metal atom to form the octet. Now, this creates the two charged particles called ions. We know that the positive ions are called cations and the negative ions are called anions. And these have opposite charges, and opposite charges are going to attract and form a strong bond. If we take a look at an example right here, we see we have a sodium atom and a chlorine atom. Now, both of these want to have a full outer shell or a full valence shell. What we're going to see is chlorine has 7 electrons in its valence shell, and sodium atoms only have one valence shell, electron in its valence shell. So if the chlorine atom will steal that valence electron from the sodium atom, both have full octets, okay? And we get the formation of an ionic bond. So we have a sodium ion being bonded to a chloride ion. If we take a look at the Lewis structures, here's what we see. We have that one valence electron in the sodium atom being stolen by the chlorine atom. So now we have a full valence shell here, a full valence shell here, and the formation of a cation and an anion, both with opposite electrical charges. Remember, this is the foundation of that ionic bond. Those opposite charges are going to attract and form a very strong bond. Now, if this happens with various different atoms, we're going to get the formation of what's called a crystal lattice structure. Here we see the sodium and chloride ions atoms all together, and it forms this cubic type structure. And if you know table salt, its chemical name is sodium chloride, and it is sodium atoms and chloride atoms joined together through ionic bonding. It's a cubic structure with strong bonds, and it has a high melting point. So that's an overview of ionic bonding.